Oh, look at that. You're here. Welcome to the show. I'm Bruce Jenner. I kid, but since Caitlyn isn't using it, I figure why not? It's like a box seat at a ball game. If it's empty, might as well move in from the cheap sheets. Anyway, but in all seriousness, you gotta hand it to Caitlyn, because it took balls the size of weather balloons to criticize media darling and trans swimmer Lia Thomas, saying biological boys should not compete against biological girls. Jenner may not be on the cover of Wheaties anymore, but she should be the spokesperson for Planters because she's got some major nuts on her. By the way, Wheaties is the worst tasting cereal ever. It makes Count Chocula taste like a $60 steak. I think that's why they put athletes on the box, because no fat person would dare eat it. Now, Jenner says she has no beef with Thomas, but felt the NCAA wasn't tough enough in allowing Thomas to compete in women's races. And she's right. Thomas just beat a bunch of biological girls in the 500-meter whatever. Honestly, I don't follow it. Swimming is for people too lazy to bathe after exercising. Sorry, Trace. But in this controversy of letting biological males beat biological females, there has to be a sane position to take. First, I don't think a dude chooses to switch genders in order to beat girls in a sport that, before he sucked at. Because cheating with steroids would be just much easier. But remember, as a dude, Thomas was ranked at 462, one spot ahead of her rusty anchor. And now as a chick, she's number one. She should be the spokesperson for chlorine, strong enough for a man, but made for a woman. But I wonder if the controversy matters to her, or does she try to ignore it?
I try to ignore it as much as I can. I try to focus on my swimming, what I need to do to get ready for my races, and just try to block out everything else.
Okay, that's weirdly selfish. It's like me putting on a dress and doing The View and acting like it's no big deal. The sad thing is, I'd still be the hottest. But I'd also kick their butts. It's not hard. It's The View. They need tech support to count to 10. But it's not about switching genders at all. That's just a distraction. I doubt winning swim meets is the reason anyone would change their sex. Swimming is hard enough. I won't go near a kiddie pool unless there's a lifeguard on duty. But it's about what you do after switching genders. It's common sense. You might even call it common courtesy. Perhaps what Thomas is doing is a byproduct of masculine selfishness, like eating the entire pizza you were supposed to save for your spouse when she got home from work. That's the striking part. A dude becomes a man and then kicks the crap out of girls at a sport. It's just piggish. I mean, not many women are becoming men and doing the same thing. Or if they do, they lose more often than Hillary Clinton. So the more Thomas wins as a chick, the more of a chauvinist she appears to be. I mean, you should see that even if your bangs are in your eyes. No one is saying it's wrong for you to pursue the sport you love. But when you have a clear advantage and for some reason you don't care, it's disrespectful and it's narcissistic. But by sticking up for women, Jenner shows the respect she has for the fairer sex, which seems missing with Lia as she happily destroys the competition. And Jenner's doing it in the face of a media who condemns Caitlyn while they desperately cling to the untenable woke position. An NBC op-ed actually compared Thomas to Jackie Robinson, which is weird. They don't look at all alike, except maybe in size and muscle mass. Rika Giorgi, not sure if I got that right, a Virginia Tech swimmer, took issue with the NCAA rules allowing transgendered women to compete against biological females. After she missed the cutoff for the consolation final in the 500 freestyle, she blamed Thomas's dominance in the race. In a letter, she claimed their rules are harmful to biological females and that every event transgendered athletes competed in was one spot taken away from biological females, herself included. You know, it's almost as though biological women should have their own league so they aren't crushed by biological men. That's crazy. Ron DeSantis, isn't he the commissioner of swimming or something? Is also pretty ticked off.
Now, the NCAA is basically taking efforts to destroy women's athletics. They're trying to undermine the integrity of the competition, and they're crowning somebody else the women's champion. And we think that's wrong.
So he issued a proclamation declaring the second-place finisher, Floridian Emma Wyant, the true champion. But in short, Lia crushed the female competition. I'm not devastated, but then I'm not a woman who swam all her life competitively. I'm just a biological male who drinks competitively, and I got the trophies and liver to prove it. Swimming is something I do when I need to pee at the beach. It's true. I'm just warming the water for everybody else.
Thank you.
But I'm looking at this, and I can't deny what I see. The NCAA seems more interested in appearing woke than protecting its athletes. But to make this ideology work, you have to erase the distinction between trans and biological women. That means it's not only women being erased from the record books of their own sports, they're being erased, period. No pun intended, since men can have periods too. So wait till the next Lia Thomas comes along and wants to play a contact sport like maybe women's lacrosse and leaves a trail of injured women on the field. Maybe then the NCAA and their lawyers will finally say uncle, or should I say aunt. Let's welcome tonight's guests. One Gallagher's known for smashing melons, but this one is known for smashing good looks. Chief breaking news correspondent Trace Gallagher. He knows the DOJ like I know the VOJ. That's vodka and orange juice to you. Former White House National Security Council aide Kash Patel. And she's former centerfold for Wine Enthusiast magazine. Fox News anchor Julie Banderas. And like windows in her drug dealer's car, she's always blacked out. Yep. Fox News contributor Kat Tim. All right, I got to go to Trace because this is the first time you're on the news show. It's good to see you. You claimed in the green room, our spacious green room, where we have the hot tub, that you discovered me. Explain.
I tell everybody who loves your show, look, I discovered the guy, and they're like, come on. I said, listen, me and Julie, and I'm glad Julie's on the show tonight, had this show 16 years ago.
No coincidence.
Called Studio B Weekend, and Roger Ailes calls me, and he says, listen, I got this guy, Greg Gutfeld. He's going to come down there, put him on the show. It's going to be great. He's kind of political and really funny. Well, turns out he was really political and kind of funny. And
a little bit.
He came on and literally torched Hillary Clinton.
Oh, I did?
I mean, torched her, and I thought, oh, my God. I said, Greg, shouldn't we have evidence before you say that she was giving orders to John Gotti? I don't quite get the connection there. He's like, right, there's something. And so the next time he came on, I said, I told the producer, maybe we should balance this guy out a little bit. Get somebody else who is. So, yes. Julie Banderas, and I discovered Greg Gutfeld, and now Greg's got 19 shows, and his hacked buddy has to beg to get on this one.
Yeah, I think we've come full circle. You discovered me, and I'm ending your career. Trace, quickly, I want to ask you, you were actually a pro athlete. You were a professional water skier.
I was.
I bet you looked great.
It wasn't. I wish I had the pictures.
Yeah, I have some. Believe me, on the ceiling of my apartment, which you'll see later. Do biological differences matter? Do biological differences matter in water skiing, competitive water skiing?
There were men on the team that would wear the female outfits, but that was by design because there were a couple of funny skits and things. But no, the girls would climb the pyramid, they would be on the top, and the men on the bottom because they're bigger. And it really, in the whole concept of this, is you have to come down on DeSantis' side on this because it's really not Lia Thomas's fault, at least I think.
Right.
Because, she got the testosterone thresholds, right? Mm-hmm. She waited the 2 years, did the thing. It's all the NC2A. The NC2A screwed this up. They thought it was a little bit of science, just like COVID. Throw a little bit of science and a lot of politics, and you can get this whole thing covered. The NC2A needs to accommodate this. They need to come up with either an open category, they need to make the rules fit so that these girls, and I'm a father of 2 daughters, that these girls don't waste their whole lives and have somebody. He's 6'1", right? Mm-hmm. He's got longer arm reach.
You have to
He's
say
got bigger
she.
shoulders. She's got a longer arm reach.
He was reading a Breitbart
shoulders
article today, probably.
Right. Shoulders. The whole dynamically, it's the whole thing where in 2 years you will see the University of Southern California will have a men's 15th best tennis player. Will wait 2 years. identify as a female, play on the women's team, and his serve or her serve will still be 150 miles per hour, where the woman's serve is 120 miles per hour. These are astronomical differences that have to be worked out.
But do you buy that? Julie, do you think anybody's really going to switch in order to win in sports?
No, I don't think that she switched in order to win in sports. And let me just say, because I am a journalist, so I have some facts here.
Oh, God,
yeah, before switching, speaking of switching to the women's team, and I don't mean the women's team biologically. Right. Okay, I just want to make sure I don't want to lose you here. She was ranked 462nd when competing with other men.
Right.
So, and by the way, this past Saturday...
I said that in my monologue.
Oh, okay.
You weren't listening.
No, I was, but I was staring at Kat because she looks so hot tonight. Also, she placed last in the 100-yard freestyle over the weekend as well. So her collegiate career is kind of over. I say she go into golf or curling. And I, too, by the way, identify as male, but you can call me she. It's fine. And I love peeing in the ocean, and that's the only reason I swim as well. So we have that in common.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I feel really warm around you.
You should.
But listen, can I just say William Thomas was one of the best on the men's team. On the men's team at Penn, William Thomas 2 years ago was among the best. So he was among the best swimmers at Penn, 462 in the nation. But he did really well as a man, which even makes it worse because he was one of the top men, came over. Clearly, he is dominating in the field.
I had no idea they knew so much about this, Cash. Do you know a lot about this topic?
I thought you were the only switch hitter in the room, so I expected you to run it. I think the NCAA is only beat out by corruption by FIFA and the International Olympic Committee. But I always, as a guy who desperately tried to get into D1 college sports and nobody recruited me except one football team, I ended up being a cheerleader. So I think I have
a cheerleader?
No.
But
I was the guy that got drunk at college basketball games and led a lot of cheers bare-chested. So sort of.
Oh, that makes me a cheerleader then.
Yeah.
Yes.
See?
You identify as a cheerleader.
More in common.
Good for you.
I do. But the only thing I actually am sort of baffled by is what is Title IX for now? I don't understand. We put in so much time and money on Title IX, rightly so, I think, in a lot of areas to give women's sports equal funding, equal scholarships, equal opportunities as men's sports. So do we now cross-fund? Do they give scholarship slots to women for men and men for women? I just think they obliterated Title IX in a matter of weeks, and they didn't think that through.
It's new ground they're breaking, Kat. Do you have any solutions for this? Is it conundrum or conundrum? Conundrum.
Great job.
Thank you. Conundrum. I've never actually said that word out loud. I always wanted to. I think I broke new ground. I think I'm the real hero here.
Probably right. So honestly, I am terrified to talk about this. And then I think that when I find myself wishing that I could instead talk about a literal murderous war, because that feels less touchy to me than a college women's swimming competition, that maybe the way we approach this discourse is there's a problem there. Because obviously transphobia is bad. I don't doubt that Lia Thomas has had to face transphobia, and I think that's wrong. Also, you mentioned the qualifications, that the USA swimming rules, there was new ones that were put into place, not for NCAA, but that she likely would not have qualified under those rules. Right. So there are legitimate reasons to have questions about this that have nothing to do with transphobia. And I think it's bad to just blanket label anyone who says anything short of "you go girl" as transphobic, not just for the biologically female athletes, but also for people who want trans acceptance, because there are a lot of people who have questions about this, who have concerns about this, think maybe this wasn't fair, who are not allowed to say that, and that is not acceptance. If anything, that can prevent acceptance because it breeds a lot of resentment. It's just fake.
Yeah, but I go back, my original point is, why can't we separate the issue of can and should? Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should.
But I always do.
I know, that is true. All right, up next, is your salad or chicken wrap more pricey due to inflation crap?